What's up, everybody? Welcome back to RacingDudes.com. Welcome back to another one of our previews. All right, let's go to Churchill Downs on Saturday, June 28th. Let's go to race 7 on the card. It is the Grade 2 Fleur de Lis Stakes, $500,000 the purse for this one. Going 9 furlongs should be a very interesting race. It is a field of 5. You may say, oh, Thorpedo Anna's in here. It's a field of 5. Why are you doing it? Well, it is a Breeders' Cup winning you're in for the distaff. So all winning you're in races we're going to try to do when they're here in the United States. And that's why we're going to do this one. Also, as I put the field up on the screen for you, also, I don't think it's as cut as dry as like what we thought it might be when you thought, hey, Thorpedo Anna's in the Fleur de Lis. You probably at the first of the year or even after the first 4 months of the year, you probably would have said, okay, easy win. Well, Thorpedo Anna did have all kinds of struggles in her last race that we're going to talk about. We're going to document it. So it does add a little bit of intrigue to this field, no doubt about it. But let's go through it 1 by 5. Then I'll give you the winner here at the end. And I'm going to go with the number 1 Royal Spa here as we start this out. And we'll kind of just talk about what this horse has done lately. Obviously, a nice win in the local prep race for this one, the Shawnee Stakes last time out. That was a grade 3 event. Won by a length and a quarter. Thought this was a pretty good effort for this horse. Was also coming off of a stakes win at Laurel 2 races back, a little 100K ungraded stakes. I thought the race at Laurel was pretty good. She had been running at Laurel and Oaklawn Park and similar types of races and running seconds and thirds. And then that race at Laurel was good. I didn't think it would be good enough to go up and win the Shawnee last time out. Neither did a lot of people. A little over 13-1 this horse went off at and was able to get the job done. So she could be getting a little bit better. It's a horse that 2 races back went gate to wire last time out, came from out of it. So tactical, I would say. This is not a race where you see a ton of pace, so you could see her, I think, a little bit more forwardly placed in this one, maybe second behind who I do think will be Thorpedo Anna. So Royal Spa, I think, in with a bit of a shot. Did we kind of miss the chance last time out? At 13-1, this horse wins. Now, with a short field like this, we don't have odds out yet, but I would think, 4 or 5-1, maybe around in that range for this horse coming into this one. All right, the number 2 is Save Time. This horse coming off an allowance win last time out here at Churchill Downs. Pretty sharp effort, won by 3/4 of a length. Pretty good performance there. Was even money in that race, so was expected to win. Tried a grade 3 race going 6.5 furlongs, 3 races back at Gulfstream Park. Didn't run all that well, but I think going longer could be better, as we saw in the last race. 2 races back, ran to 3rd at Keeneland, but was well beaten in an 8.5 furlong race. So, I do think now that they've stretched this horse back out, I should say that I think fares a better chance in this one for sure. Going to come from out of it. We'll see what happens here. I kind of prefer the 1 over the 2 in this spot. But, I do think the 2, getting Irad aboard, I think is a good sign. So, there's some good things to talk about with Save Time. Just kind of prefer the 1 a little bit more as far as what we've seen so far between the 1 and the 2, because I do think the 1 will be a little bit forwardly placed, have a little bit better shot in this spot. The number 3 is Thorpedo Anna. All right, let's cover, of course, last year, the 2024 Horse of the Year. And boy, she was really, really exciting. She came back and romped in 2 races at Oaklawn Park, won the Azeri by 3.5, and then won the Apple Blossom by 4 1/4. Both races were good. Both races, you didn't see that, quote unquote Travers type effort, right? Where she was just a monster and almost beat Fierceness. Or even, I would even say like the Acorn or Coaching Club American Oaks. She was dominant, but she didn't look like she had that other gear. You still kind of thought to yourself, though, well, she's kind of just doing what she had to do. Neither one of those fields were very good. You go fast forward to the La Terrain, still not really just the greatest field, although a much better field than the Apple Blossom and Azeri. But you kind of felt like she was going to win this pretty easily, right? And she did no running whatsoever. She finished dead last, finished 7th that day. And honestly, up the backstretch, you kind of knew this race was over. She did not look good at any point of this race. It felt like she was really struggling to get over the track, and it just like, wow, this is not going to be good. They took her to the vet right, immediately after the race because she ran so poorly that they thought something had to kind of be wrong with this horse. Something was amiss. There's not a thing wrong with her. And so maybe it just wasn't her day. Maybe there was a little something wrong with her and I just didn't catch it. all those things could be possible. So you kind of then at this point, okay, it's like, what happened? And where do we go from here? Maybe they ran her back too quick. Maybe she was a little tired. So you start to track her workouts. They've been very good. Sharp work on May 17th. And that was just, 2 weeks after that dull effort. She worked fine. May 24th worked fine. June 7th worked fine. June 14th, I thought was super sharp. And then June 20th, even sharper, I thought. So all this to say, I mean, she's showing signs she's going to bounce back in this spot. She also catches a field that might be the weakest she's faced yet. So as far as this year goes, so I think she's going to come back and run okay. I also think she's going to be absolutely loose on the lead. I don't see any other horse that really wants to challenge her. I think the number one, Royal Spa, like I said, is her only, maybe will take the lead from the rail, but you kind of look at the past performances of Royal Spa, and I don't see it. I think Thorpedo Anna is just naturally faster. So, I mean, it's a scary proposition because, look, if you're playing this horse, Thorpedo Anna, you're just going to have to single her, right? If you're playing doubles or pick threes, pick fours, pick fives, whatever. If Thorpedo Anna is your pick, well, she has to be a single. It just doesn't make sense to play any other horse in this short of a field. So it's kind of a situation. I think you say, okay, she's going to bounce back and she's a free square, or you leave her off completely and try to play a couple of the prices. Let's talk about a couple of the horses that will be prices. The number 4 Gin Gin is who we'll talk about next year. Won the Double Dog Dare at Keeneland 2 races back, and it was pretty impressive win. Won by 5 1/4, and I thought was just super impressive in that spot. Huge odds, 39-1 in that race, and it was just one of those things. This horse just jumped up and got it done. I did not see it coming whatsoever. Played her back last time out in the Shawnee. At least I used her on a ticket. Unfortunately, it was 3-1 that day, which is kind of what we thought she would be. Got second, beating a length and a quarter. So kind of ran back to what you kind of expected her a little bit in this spot. So now we're running here. It's a horse that I think can be forwardly placed, but I don't think can really run with Thorpedo Anna. I think the 4 Gin Gin and the 1 Royal Spa, they kind of might just be together in second and third with Thorpedo Anna on top. So who is this horse? Like, what do we expect to see out of her here? I do think she's kind of under Walsh. She's ran two very good races. So I think she is kind of the main contender to knock off Thorpedo Anna in this spot. Another horse that could do it is the number 5 Taxed. Look, I mean, this is a horse that she's very consistent. A lot of seconds and thirds. You kind of know what she's going to do race in and race out. She did win an allowance 2 races back at Oaklawn Park when they dropped her. Then they moved her up to the La Terrain, and she, got beat 3/4 of a length, but got second. That was the race that Thorpedo Anna was in. So, you could sit there and say, hey, she, quote unquote, she beat Thorpedo Anna last time out. And that's a fact, right? She did. But we kind of know if Thorpedo Anna's, let's say, runs her B race, Tax cannot beat her, right? So that'll just kind of be interesting to see if Tax is the winner, if Thorpedo Anna kind of subs her toe. But like I said, I kind of prefer the 4 or even the 1 over the 5 in this spot. The 5 just kind of feels like a board hitter in races of this caliber. All right, so that is a field of 5. Like I said, I kind of just wanted to give a full perspective here. I know a lot of people are going to go, oh, you picked the 1 to 5, big shock, piss on you. I'm going to go number 3, Thorpedo Anna, in the spot here. Look, it's to me, I'm going to just play her as the free square, like I talked about. I just single her. If you want to play an exacta, I would single her on top, and I would use the 1 and the 4 underneath. I'd try to get away from Tax and try to get the 1 or 4 underneath per second in an exacta. At a trifecta, I would go Thorpedo Anna with the 1-4 with the 1-4 and just try to hope you're right in those second and third spots exactly. You know how this goes. When you have a favorite, you kind of just gotta single it on top and see if you can get something going. Daily doubles, I really like. In the 8th race, Lush Lips is a horse I've been waiting to play. So you could go with a straight double there with Thorpedo Anna and Lush Lips, if you wanted to do it that way. So, yeah, I'm at the end of the day, I think you could try to get fancy. I think you could try to, just try to play somebody else. And look, if she runs how she did last time out, she will finish last again. She won't beat a horse because she just wasn't right. But hard for me to go against her when I look at this field and go, you know what? If she's on her game, she should win by about 6 lengths. So The other part of it is I really don't see why they would run this horse if they don't think she's going to show up and run well. She's not enough for them. They would take care of her if there's any kind of issue at all that they think there's no chance they would run her in this race. So they expect her to run well. That's good enough for me. And let's be honest, her B effort, like she did in, like, say, the Apple Blossom or in the Azeri, that wins this race, right? So bigger and better races on deck if she's able to get the job done here. But I think this is a good spot. Let's see where she's at. Let's throw her out there. And we kind of got a good idea of, okay, she should win. Let's see if she does. Let's see how she does it. And then let's make the decision on what to do next. Is she back? Did they run her back too quick? And now she's kind of had the proper rest. Where is she kind of done? We're going to find out, I think, in the Fleur de Lis. But I'm going to go number 3, Thorpedo Anna, to win this year's version of the Fleur de Lis. All right, guys, thanks everybody for watching this video. Hit that like button if you like it. Hit subscribe if you really like it. Want to get alerted anytime we do videos like this. And most importantly, good luck if you're playing Churchill Downs on Saturday.